talk about dreams. How have your dreams been? So let me know in the comments. I'm going to open this up on my page here so I can see some of the comments. Hopefully it'll let me. Oh, I didn't know I could access this through the studio page and on the phone and here. So this is perfect. Sweet. Okay. Yeah, you guys, how have your dreams been? Sorry, I've been like a little bit all over this week, I feel. Didn't do the live. I was like on Monday, I was just feeling like I needed to recharge, focus my energy because we have this event happening tomorrow here in the city. And then yesterday with the working, creating session online, other things were happening in my life. I'm like, I'm not going to make it home in time. So let's just put that on hold. Sometimes you got to renegotiate with others, with yourself, and that is completely okay. And I wanted to talk about, come on here now, because things were kind of set up. We just did the members energy healing on activating manifestation miracles. And then it hit me. I was like, oh my goodness, we need to talk about dreams. Dreams, what's been happening for the collective, for ourselves individually. And I think this is important because we've been going through this major transition. My understanding is that Neptune has like kind of shifted direct into, it's in Pisces, and it's going to be wrapping up its time in this zodiacal sign of Pisces in January, February, where it's been in this sign for like, 14 years now. It's going to be moving into the next sign, but most importantly, Pisces is like the ending energy. It's like the end of the zodiac circle, your birth chart. And then it starts in Aries again, this initiating fire, new beginnings, right? Spring. There's a lot that's occurring in that realm. And then when we think about Neptune, it's a very like underground, underwatery energy. So it would make sense our dreams right now have been a bit intense. And someone had sent me a video, and the person in the video was just sharing about how the dream time during December can get a bit more intense because of solstice coming up. Solstice 20th, 21st, whenever I guess you want to perceive that happens. So we're coming up to that point in the timeline. And I heard these words a little bit ago. I'm like, well, you know what? My dreams have become more vivid, I would say. And I say vivid because how I would describe that is my ability to remember and recognize colors has definitely increased a significant amount, where it's like little objects, like, maybe this red light is in my dream. I can very specifically be like, I see like a cherry red lighter, I mean, I would say this is cherry red, but you might not see it like that. Hello, everyone. Hello, Sophie. YK something. Hi. Yeah, we're talking about dreams. Let me know how have your dreams been, because I have noticed this increase in dreams, but last night was the next level. And I this morning, and I was just like, wow, like I had this intense experience in the dream time last night. And she was like, oh, like what happened? She's like, I did too. And both of us very similar, like lucid dream. And I honestly have not experienced that to this degree, is what I would say. And I think there's a few different factors that have come into play, but I'm just curious where you are with your dream time right now, if you have been noticing an increase in your ability to recall your dreams, lucid dream. Have you noticed a shift in how you're dreaming, like the vividness of the imagery or the conversations, things that you're having occur in the dream time? Some of you might be like recalling more of your dreams. It seems fitting that we are at this 12th of December, this portal, as some may call, whatever you want to call it, 12/12. That's kind of a cool way to think about it. And then the fact that December 21st will be that solstice time, kind of like the reflective energy, right? 12 and 21. So take what you will with that. Sometimes I think we just like playing around with numbers in the spiritual world, and there's real no freaking sense to it all. But I did want to show you one thing. Where is that? Hello, whatever your I am him. Well, you can send as many things as you want, but I guess I'll just have to put you in a little timeout. Oh, sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Okay, what was I wanting to look for here? This astrological chart I'd seen, I believe it was Stephen Burns, who's like a geophysicist or whatever, however you want to call him. And he posted something about this he said here, we have some insane astrology active right now. A sacred Merkaba is constellated in the sky, involving nearly all the planets in the solar system. It goes exact midnight tonight, 12/12/25 Mountain Standard Time. And I just want to show you the picture because I saw it and I was like, whoa, that's really, really cool. So hopefully I can hold this up and you can see it. Hopefully it'll, okay, there we go. So you can see here, the blue line specifically can really show the Merkaba where we have like the upward facing triangle. Oh my God, I'm sucking at drawing that. The downward facing triangle. So I just wanted to like share that with you because when I think about the dream time and we think about astral projecting or astral traveling, the light body, which is kind of what we're utilizing in these experiences. The light body is your like magical double. It's the version of you, your physical body, right? But in this like energetic form, you know, different magical practices will talk about adorning it in particular ways so you can make yourself look exactly how you would like to look. And the work, I guess, around magical practice, visualization is to make this magical light body so vivid and like so real, right? Then you enter into it, you put your consciousness into it, and it goes out and does your bidding, right? You're moving around in the astral world and beyond just this physical reality. And so that light body is the Merkaba. So it doesn't surprise me, like I'm just linking all these things together, that we would see this like astrological placement. I didn't pull up the astrological chart, so I don't know how real that is. I'm trusting this Stephen Burns, because I think he's got some cool ideas, interesting ideas. He seems pretty grounded. But there is something around this that I just want to draw your attention to around the dream. When we talk about the Merkaba, this is usually tied, I would say, to like the sign of Cancer, like the Chariot card in the tarot deck, the major arcana of the tarot. And so it's like this movement, this body that we are able to enter into and travel. So if you are in a place where maybe you're still not like really dreaming or at least recalling your dreams, I feel like I talk about a lot of this stuff on the channel. There's certain techniques you can do to activate that, strengthen it. First off is just simply setting the intention, especially before bedtime when you're like first laying in bed. Simply just, you know, like close your eyes, say a prayer, intend, I am activating my dream time. I am becoming aware in my dreams. I intend to increase my dream ability, whatever, however you want to word it. And then go to bed and see what shows up. You can also set specific intentions prior to going to bed. So say if you want to like manifest something or working through some part of your like spiritual journey, your personal life, relationships, whatever, you can just simply set that as your intention before bed. And you doing that is you kind of telling that light body dreamer aspect of you that, hey, this is what I want to get out of this time. One thing I've learned on my journey through like shamanism and working with the dreams We have like there's two different types of people, is how I was taught. There's like the dreamers and the stalkers. Not like stalking, your crush or whatever. Please don't do that. But there are people who tend towards more the dream time, and there's people who tend towards more of that stalking tonal or like awake dream time. So in the day to day. And so I say this because it's important for you to be aware kind of which you operate in. If you're a dreamer, you probably see things more, especially in like meditations, visualizations. It's just easy for you to see. For other people, the stalking aspect really shows because you can like do things. And what I started to realize is I would set my intention at nighttime and with the hopes of like having these spectacularly vivid dreams. And I'd wake up, I wouldn't recall a thing. I would still journal, which is another key important part about getting to the point of dream recall. But I would wake up, journal, and then in the daytime, as I went about my physical tonal existence, tonal is what they call it in the Toltec tradition, that's when things would show up. And so it's still the dream. Awake dream, sleep dream, they are all one. They're interlacing, interfeeding with each other. It's important for you to recognize which kind of comes more easily to you, because once you start to just acknowledge and admit that, that's when you start to build both sides. Because over time, then I would say I've definitely improved my ability to dream, to utilize the dream time, like the sleeping dream, to now get to a point of this more vivid recall. And that doesn't mean I'm 100% always on with it. The other day I was like, oh yeah, what did I dream about again? Like if I don't catch it before I get out and like do too many things, like first thing in the morning, journaling, ideally in your bed, if you can. I tend to come into my space and do this. This is just what I've developed to. This is going to help you to activate this dream, setting intention, writing in the journal. Literally, when I say writing, like write out as much detail as you can. Even if, and what I usually tell people is if there's like one theme, one energy, one item that you recall from the dream. Okay, there's something about a red lighter I remember seeing. Write that and then let the flow of words just come, because you'll be surprised by the end of what actually shows up for you. So with that being said, these dreams are this part of our existence that we can then access to bring things into reality, to access other realms, to access abilities that, like superpowers, I want to just say, that maybe we don't believe we can have in this life, this like physical tonal existence. And last night for myself, again, whatever this Merkaba astrological chart series experiences, there is something happening now. It could be an increase. So I'm going to be curious, not attached to what it looks like. I invite you to be and do the same. Can you just witness what's showing up and intentionally use this space? And whatever like tools, whatever practices you have, because I was journaling about this where I'm like, well, it's kind of hard to say what exactly is the reason for anything that we experience. It's like you do one thing and then you do the next and then you do the next, and everything kind of compounds itself. But this is why a magical journal, writing all of the experiences that you are having, the thoughts, the feelings, the energies can be really important, because I wrote down a series of like 4 to 5 things that I would say are possibly the reason why I experienced what I experienced last night. I mentioned, obviously the astrological stuff, this 12/12 portal into the 21st of December portal, or however you want to identify that. And then there were also some practices and ceremonies, rituals that I did in the last week that were kind of specific to boosting this, what I would say the dreamer, this creator aspect of self, And there was one part where I don't think I shared this because I haven't really been on live, but I did do a practice where I literally slowed myself down for 2 hours and just like everything, every movement, no talking, just silence, everything was purposely slow. And I can't help but think that that like activated something. So if that's something you're wanting to see for yourself, another practice that I did was based off of that video I shared, I talked about earlier, where the guy was talking about this like kind of like portal time in December where the dreams can increase. And he was talking about writing on a piece of paper before you go to bed. So you're in bed and you write down on your paper what it is you want to kind of see happen in the astral, and then like put it under your pillow. And so I did this. Nothing really happened. I was kind of like, oh, okay, whatever. I slept with that paper under my bed for, I think, 2, 3 nights. And I was kind of like, okay, I just left it on the side, night side table. But I'm like, did that have something to do with it? Remember, our actions don't always have immediate results. I think the hope is that as practitioners of magic, whatever you want to call it, that it starts to lessen the time gap where it's like more instantaneous result based on your action or your intention. But for myself, and this is why even in shamanism, when we do ceremony, we say, when you do ritual, don't talk about it for 7 days, at least. You leave it, right? And when I used to guide like plant medicine journeys, it's like, keep this to yourself. 7 days. Don't go home and share it, call your best friend and be like, oh yeah, guess what? Da, da, da. No, because then you're bringing the mix of everyone else's shit into it. Okay? I'm sharing some of these things because I think right now is like a perfect time. It's the 12th of December thing. Shit might get real for some of you. Let's put it that way. But like the details of what you're doing, what your work is, that is for you. Journal about it, contemplate it, and trust that you may not see the benefit until 7 days or later. Once you do, though, and this is why it's important to like let go of the expectation. I didn't write those things on a paper, put it under my pillow, and then the next day go like, well, that was complete BS because nothing happened. I was just kind of like, okay, well, that was the result last night. And I don't know. I didn't have an expectation of what it was going to look like. I just thought, oh, if I intend this one thing, maybe my astral time there'll be some connection deep in there in the way that's meant for me. It might be different what's meant for you. And now, I'm going to have to look back and see when that paper was, because I want to say it could have been a week now. This is part of this whole process. What's today? Friday? Okay, yeah, it was Thursday because I got that video on a Thursday. I went to go pick up books, and the girl that I got the books from was like, hey, you should check out this channel. And so this dream time potential, whatever this means for you, how are you going to use your dreams? Many of you have been sleeping. Many of you have been like just in the dream of someone else's doing, someone else's making, and you're feeling the call to finally do your own, to be your own, to experience your own dream. This is what the Matrix was about. You can't sleep forever. I mean, you could, and then you die, and then you come back, and hopefully you wake up then. But now, can you know that you have this internal ability to activate your dreams, to utilize the dream, and to see it ripple into the daytime and the nighttime constantly in this infinity symbol so that you can live your true will, walk the life, this path with alignment to what it is you were meant to be in this world. And there's so much, I don't have no idea the beginning of it. Sometimes it's like, I think I know things and I realize I don't know things. Which, it's like, a constant cycle. But last night just showed me that there's so much that I think I had tapped into before. And now I am like being pulled back into, and it's a bit scary and it's so exciting. And it requires this level of trust and faith in self, and a trust and faith of like your path, So there's just so much here. There's so much here. Oh my goodness. I could talk forever probably, but I won't. So just take these words as you will, Hi, Arya, Jenner. Hello. Hello, Pat. I think was there too. Take these words, do what you will, allow yourself to just trust the process. Do those things I mentioned about setting intention, writing in your journal, whatever, writing on a paper, what you want to see happen in the dream or astral, and go put it under your bed at night or your pillow at night. And then just hold this to yourself, because we're going to be coming up to a big year, big transition, as I said, with this Neptune energy moving into Aries from Pisces, with the snake year moving into the horse year, with this hermit year moving into the Wheel of Fortune. There's so much just like opening. What are you going to do about that, I guess? How are you going to use this to your advantage instead of just remaining smaller than you are? You're pretending to be someone that you're not. That's what I'm sitting with lately. It's like, how can we really just be more of our true selves, our truth walking? It's constantly opening. So I want to thank you all for being here, listening in, sharing your thoughts. If you would like to connect in any other way, there are links in the description, ways in which we can work together, card readings, energy healings, all that good stuff. If you are in the city of Edmonton and you are feeling that call to really step into this dream ability, I'm going to term that, I like that, dream ability. Tune into your intuition. Myself and another somatic and sound therapist are going to be hosting an event in the city. You can find that information, I think, by emailing me. It's probably somewhere here. I guess I could put that in the comments section. Maybe I'll do that here. But basically, we are going to be hosting this event to just tune into the inner voice, into the quiet, like intuitive part of ourselves. And also tune into the fun of the sound and somatic practices that can really just guide us back home. So this is the event. If it's going to let me share it. But until then, you guys, I just wish you all the best. May you have that sense of peace, connection to yourself. And yeah, until Monday with our intuitive live card reading, I'll see you guys later. Bye.